Welcome to Old School RuneScape Market Pulse, Woodcutting and Fletching, August 5th, 2026. The headline today: the market is splitting hard. Finished bows are pushing higher while raw logs keep bleeding out. Let's get into it. On the movers board, longbow leads the risers up 5.6% on the week and sitting at the 88th percentile at 556 GP. That's a genuine near-term top end. shortbow is up 4.2% and magic shortbow up 3.7%, so strung bows across the board are catching a bid. On the other side, redwood logs are down 7.2% on the week at 702 GP and only the 6th percentile, down 20% year over year. Willow logs hit the 4.2 percentile, off 41.7% versus last year. The raw log segment is not recovering. For active flippers, the best GP per hour right now is the longbow to longbow string chain. 179 GP margin per bow, 286.400 GP per hour at 10.000 by limit. That's the strongest setup in this skill right now. If you want higher XP at the cost of a tighter margin, magic longbow to magic longbow strings for 278.400 GP per hour with 146.400 XP per hour. Both are profitable. The pure fletch plays, logs into longbow at 77 GP margin, and maple logs into maple longbow at 65 GP, are also green but lower volume. Zooming in on one chart, magic logs is near the cheap end of its own history, at the 0th percentile of every price it's ever traded at, and it's still sliding. The callout shows today's price, the daily move volume, and where it sits one to watch for a bounce. On seasonality, August is longbow's seasonal trough. The index sits at 95.7 with a projected 3.2% lift into September and October. That's a tailwind that lines up with the current price momentum. Logs also have a mild seasonal tailwind of 3.1% over the next 2 months, though the structural oversupply is fighting that. The alerts are the real story today. Magic logs hit an all-time low at 779 GP, 5th percentile, down 15.6% year over year. Magic longbow also hit an all-time low at 774 GP. Both inputs for the magic longbow chain are at historic floor prices. Meanwhile, bow string is at the 99th percentile, that's the squeeze. Inputs collapsing, strings at peak cost, which is compressing any margin you'd expect from a cheap magic chain. longbow remains near its own floor at the 2nd percentile, which is why the stringing margin is still intact there. Bull case. longbow holds its 88th percentile momentum. Seasonality lifts it further into October, and the log floor eventually triggers a restocking rally. The entire finished bow segment is catching bids simultaneously. That's broad demand, not noise. Bear case. Bow string at the 99th percentile is a real margin killer. If string prices don't correct, stringing profits compress fast. Raw logs show no recovery signal. Redwood and willow are in multi-year lows with no reversal momentum. Now 3 new predictions. First, longbow above 615 GP by August 26th. It's at 556 now, 88th percentile with a seasonal tailwind. A 10.6% move is realistic. Medium confidence. Second, magic logs above 850 GP by September 2nd. At an all-time low with a 2.3% seasonal tailwind kicking in, a 9% mean reversion bounce is the base case. Low confidence given the structural sell pressure. Third, bow string drops below 350 GP by September 2nd. It's pegged at the 99th percentile and due for a correction. Low confidence. 99th percentile items can stay elevated. Scorecard check first. Our resolved call longbow above 215 GP by July 30th missed. Actual value landed at 175 GP. That's a swing and a miss, and it's on the board. 5 calls remain pending through August 12th and 19th, including mahogany logs, teak logs, and longbow. We'll report those as they resolve. That's your August 5th pulse. Like and subscribe if the data helps, and we'll see you tomorrow.